Right, well, I'll make a start. Thank you all for joining us today. Our webinar today is aimed at our existing parents, as we have already run a webinar for parents who are joining us for the first time. But if you are a parent who's joining us for the first time, you are also very welcome. You'll hear some information repeated from the previous webinar, but I feel that it's all information that you can never hear too many times. We are recording this webinar to share with any parents that can't join us today or who may enroll at a later date. So it will be recorded. If you don't want your face to be on the recording at any point, it perhaps is just worth turning off your camera. We have muted everybody so that the speakers can be really clear, but if you have any questions, you can absolutely pop them on the chat and I'll do my best to answer them as we go, as we're presenting, but then we'll also have time for questions at the end as well. So I'm just going to introduce the team to you. So presenting today, we have got Lorraine Wade. Now, Lorraine is currently our head of FS2, and next year she will be our head of phase for foundation stage. So you will be seeing her as you enter and as you leave, and she'll be overseeing FS1 and FS2. And then our two heads of year for next year are Benita Calvert, who will be head of FS2, and Ferdas Hussain, who will be continuing as our head of FS1. So I'm going to hand over to our wonderful FS leadership team to talk you through some information today.
Good afternoon, everybody. So firstly, just to give you an idea of what happened in the early years foundation stage in terms of curriculum. This again is probably information you may already know if you're an existing parent. So we have 7 areas of learning. Our 3 prime areas are personal, social and emotional development, communication and language, and our physical development. And then we also have literacy, which includes reading and writing, maths, understanding the world, and expressive arts and design. Now, we're very lucky in foundation stage. We have a wonderful team of specialist teachers, and they cover some additional subjects for our children. We have Arabic, music, PE, and also swimming. Our FS2 students swim once a week for the year, and towards the end of the year, our FS1 children are very lucky to be able to get in the pool for a number of weeks as well.
Here is an example of our FS1 timetable, and it just shows us the starting times of the day. So the school day will start for us at 7:45 a.m. and it will end at 1:30 p.m. And you can see there all the specialist lessons that Miss Wade has just explained. FS1 will have a music lesson, PE, Arabic session, and amongst that there will be other areas of learning and visiting the library and things like that as well. This is not specific timetable for your children, but it's just to give you an idea of what a day looks like in FS1 and FS2. And same with FS2, just change there is swimming. You'll get your timetables near the time for your children.
Okay, so for the first 2 weeks, we will have staggered start. So your children will have time to settle, to get to know their teachers and get to meet their friends if they're new to school. Or it will be nice for the existing children to come back and see their friends after the summer break. So for FS1, they will be divided into 2 groups, 7:30 till 9:30 and 10 till 12. You should have already received an email if you're an FS1 parent telling you which group your child will be going into. So double check that you've got that, and if you haven't received that information, please contact school to find out which group your child is in. FS2 children will all begin at 7:15 and we will be finishing just for the first 2 weeks at 12:30. During those 2 weeks, there is no extended care. It's really important that the children have the time to settle back into their routine, get to know their new teachers and classrooms, and have that time, that staggered start with their new teacher. So please double check that you have these. So there's no extended care for the first 2 weeks, but there is a bus service should you require that. So please make sure you have arranged childcare for after 12:30 for the first 2 weeks. From week 3, here are our timings. So if you are an existing parent, you may notice that they are a little bit different. So please familiarise yourself with the new timings. School will begin at 7:15. So you may start dropping off your children with us at 7:15 until 7:45. At 7:45, the doors will close and lessons begin. So please make sure your children are here on time. Every minute counts, and we do some really important things in the first 5 minutes. Name writing, grow well, lots of exciting things. So please make sure your children are there before 7:45. Pickup for both FS1 and FS2 will be 1:30. Okay, so please make sure your children are collected. Again, on time, they wait for you. They know when their time is to be collected. So please make sure you're on time. And then extended care will begin. On Friday, things are a little bit different. Doors will open for the early years centre at 11:30, and your children must be collected by 11:50, please. It's quite busy on a Friday, so please make sure you come and collect your foundation stage children first before you go and find your primary school children, please. Extended care will then begin from week 3 for those families who would require it. So you must sign up online. You should have received the sign up information for extended care. Please make sure you sign up online so that your class teacher knows if your child will be attending extended care. You can see the timings on here. And please, again, make sure that at the end of the school day, whenever you collect your children, you collect foundation stage first before getting the other children from school that you may have. Doors will open at 2:40 at the end of that day, or at 1:30. So please make sure all children are collected before 3 p.m. The next section that we're going to talk about is called ECAs. So if you are new to school, we have ECAs, which are after school clubs or activities. And these are just for FS2 children. So if your child's in FS1, they will be so tired by all the fun things they've been doing all day, so they need to rest and recharge, ready for the next learning day. But FS2 children are getting a little bit older, so they're invited to join our ECA program, our Extra-Curricular Activities program. Sign up will be sent to you, so you need to register your children as quickly as you can so that your teacher knows where to send your children after. So nearer to the time when ECAs start, you will receive the sign up information straight to your email address, the one that you've registered with. All our ECA activities next year will be centered around our HPL animals. So you can see here, persevering parrot, collaborative crocodile, creative chameleon. If you are familiar with the school, you'll recognize lots of these. You might have lots of stickers in your house with these different animals on, and all our ECAs will be linked to the skills and these animals next year. After ECAs, please make sure your children are collected by 4:10. Yeah, 4:10 is the final time for collection. The ECAs that have external agents running them, so the ASAAs, are paid activities, and the ECAs that are run by school staff are for free. So there's no buses, but your children must be collected by 4:10, and the link for extended care has been sent to parents. So double check your inboxes and search ECA for that information. And if you do have any questions on any of that, your class teacher will be able to help you.
Okay, the next section is all about our uniform. Now, at the Academy, we pride ourselves on being really well presented, ready for learning. Uniform promotes a sense of community. It reduces distractions across the school, and it just gives us a real sense of pride. So this section is really important to pay attention to. All of our uniforms can be purchased from Threads. here you can see our ready to learn uniform. So this is on a day where the children do not have swimming or PE, they will come in their ready to learn uniform. You can see the polo shirt, and you've either got a skirt or a short. They've got black shoes with navy or black socks. And then we have our lovely summer dress as well, which white socks and black shoes can be worn. Really important here, you can see the Wellington school bag. It is key that you have the Wellington school bag. The brightly coloured cartoon bags, they cause lots of distractions at the back of the classroom in the cubbies. And again, we like to keep that really uniform, create the sense of community. All the bags have colours. The children are allocated a house team, so their bag will be in their house colour. And so can we just make sure that you've visited Threads and you've managed to get hold of the school bag. An absolute no-no is a trolley bag, and for health and safety reasons, they will not be allowed on the premises. Next is our PE uniform. So we call this our ready to move uniform. As you can see, there are 4 house colours: white, red, green and black. You should have been told already which house team your child is in. On the PE days and the swimming days, this is the uniform that your child should come in. Again, your timetable will be shared closer to the time, so don't worry if you don't know that day right now. You'll be informed closer to the time. As you can see on the children's feet here in the pictures, they have lovely white trainers with white socks, so they should be worn on PE days. We know it's very tempting to wear some trendy, brightly coloured Nike AstroTurf trainers, and the children may be obsessed with football and want to wear them, but we can keep this to our uniform standards of having white trainers and white socks. A point to note with trainers: if the children are unable to tie shoelaces, please do not send them to school with shoelaces. As you can imagine, for one teacher to go around tying 22 sets of shoelaces is very tiresome, and we're unable to keep up with that. If they can tie them, they can wear them. If not, please change them to some elasticated laces, which you can purchase, or the Velcro straps, which they can do themselves. As you can see up here as well, there's some information about accessories. We know girls love to wear the big bows, and we know headbands, things like that. Can we make sure that these aren't sent into school? And they should be wearing navy or black bobbles or hair ties, and a navy or black headband as well. As I mentioned earlier, the 4 house teams correspond to the colour of their PE uniform and bag, so please make sure you've got that information. For swimming, the children will need to bring an additional bag to school. One of these bags, as you can see here on the screen, is ideal for the children to be able to carry that independently across to the swimming pool. All items must be labelled, and on the day the children should come wearing their PE kit, and underneath should be their swimming costume or shorts. They swim first thing in the morning. In FS2 it's 8 o'clock, so they go straight over to the pool, and it just makes it easy for them to be able to undress and get straight in for their lesson. After their swimming lesson, they then get changed themselves in the changing room, so please practice independent changing at home, as hard as it is. And when you have that little bit of time in the morning or a little bit of time before bed, waiting for them to try and do it independent can be frustrating, but it does go a long way in helping them be ready for their swimming lessons in FS2. And the children will need Wellington swimwear, so the swim shorts or swim costume. They'll need a Wellington swim hat, goggles, a towel, and they'll also need some footwear, so Crocs, flip-flops or pool shoes that they can use to go across to the pool in. And just to inform you, there's no availability for the children to bring and use a hairdryer following their swimming lesson. Their hair will be towel dried, and Normally, by the time they walk from the swimming pool and arrive back at their classroom, their hair is mostly dry after being outside as they walk back. And last but not least are hats. Again, these correspond to the house colours. We do have a policy that if you don't bring your hat, there's no outside play. So no hat, no play. The children will then have to remain in a shaded area in order to keep them safe and out of the sun. So please make sure they bring their Wellington school hat every day. We keep these in the cubbies once they arrive at school. And please make sure they're labelled, because we have all the items that the children bring in are exactly the same. So we won't be able to tell one from another unless they're labelled inside. Okay, and just a little bit of information about our school bus service. I know Miss Calvert mentioned this a little bit earlier, and that we have a bus service available. So for Foundation Stage 1 and 2, they will arrive at school between 7:15 and 7:40, and they are then brought from their bus directly to their classroom, and we have an adult-to-adult handover for all children in Foundation Stage. When they leave school, they will depart from school at 1:30. That's Monday to Thursday. Or we do have a later bus as well at 3:20. That will require your child to stay in extended care. So you'll have to make sure that you've signed them up for extended care if you're using the 3:20 bus. And on Friday, all buses will depart school at 12:15. Please contact SDS and reception, and also let your class teacher know if your child is not getting the bus home. You must inform them. The children are sent down to the bus, and if you arrive at the classroom and they're not there because no one's informed, there is a chance that they could have already left on the school bus. So please let us know in advance.
Okay, next we're going to talk about one of our favourite parts of the school day, snack and lunch times. Just a little bit of information regarding what this looks like. We have a short snack, which is about 20 minutes long. The children are able to go into a dining hall and share this experience with their friends. Now, the actual snack boxes and lunch boxes, we require these to be healthy. We are a healthy school. So if you can help pack some lovely snack and fruits and vegetables alongside their lunches and snack, that would be fantastic. Would advise you to do this with your children so they know what they're eating at school and the importance of healthy eating. Our second time that we go to dining hall to eat and enjoy time with our friends and be social is lunchtime. Now, this is slightly longer. So this is where you can pack different types of meal for your children, from sandwiches and pasta and rice, something substantial for the afternoon play and learning. This might be, those examples. The children also need cutlery. It's really important that you provide these. It just saves time and creates that independence in them with their belongings and packing these things away, using them to eat and so on. We do also have a catering company called Slices, which I'll tell you all about in a second. And something to really note there that's really important is we are a no nut school as well. No nut, no pork. So please ensure that these are not things that are brought into school due to allergies and other health concerns that we might have in different classes. We encourage all families, like I just said, about having really healthy lunchbox and snacks. The food items that, children that we at the minute say we can bring these on one day, and they're really good at remembering a Treat Tuesday. On Treat Tuesday, your child can bring an item such as pizza and chicken nuggets, cookies and cupcakes on one day a week. So that really just pushes on the healthy eating agenda that we push here at WEK Academy. And the children really look forward to that one day where they've got something really special and a treat in their lunch boxes. All cutlery is required, as mentioned, from home, please. And another thing to note, really important, we can't stress this enough, and we remind parents pretty much throughout the first term of school, is to please, please, please cut your children's fruit and vegetables. These are a health and safety concern and a choking hazard. So as you can see there are examples of how you can slice up your grapes and things like that, and how to pack up your lovely lunch boxes for your children. And as mentioned before, this is the catering company that I mentioned. So you can pre-order food. This could be for either morning snack or lunchtime. You do need to order these in advance, and that is the email and website customer support, sorry, that you can contact should you be interested in this option. Okay, next we have some lovely lunchbox examples. Now, like I said earlier about the children being really independent, we do encourage parents, just like the school bags, picking something that's going to encourage children to be independent and really beneficial for them in school is having lunch boxes as displayed here. Now, everything in one lunchbox, it just makes it easier to do that transfer between the classroom and the dining hall. It allows children to pack up their belongings and know exactly where they are, not separated. Or as another alternative, on the right-hand side there, you can see, you can also put them in little bags like these sandwich bags. Again, just keeping everything together in one place. Yeah, please do separate your snack and lunches so that the children know exactly what time of the day. We use a visual timetable to say this is snack time and this is lunch time. So they need, again, to take responsibility to know snack time, I take this box, lunchtime, I need to eat this food from this lunchbox. Okay.
Just going on from what Miss Hussein said there, obviously we do our best to get around and make sure the children are eating what they should be. But often, a couple of times I've been around to a child, I've got there and snack and lunch is all finished and it's 20 minutes of snack. Because I've not got there in time and they've not understood which part of the food was their snack and which part of their food was their lunch. So please do communicate with your child what you are packing, and they know that this part of the food that I have in my bag is for snack time, and this part of my food is for lunchtime. And we will do our best, as I said, to get around the children and make sure they do keep their food left for their lunch. But sometimes we're just not quick enough and it's all gone. Yeah. Please do speak to them and make sure that they're aware of what is what for snack and lunch.
Absolutely. Adding a little label, thank you, Miss Wade. Adding a little label there, as you can see on the right-hand side, or even on their lunch boxes or snack boxes, just a little label saying snack or lunch, that will assist the adults in the classroom to assist your child as well. Okay, next we have water bottles. Again, the no-go zone are glass bottles. We do not recommend these. Back to the health and safety of everyone and your children. Transferring these things to and from classrooms and dining hall, it is not safe. So please do not send your children into school with glass bottles. They need to have bottles that they can access, open and close by themselves, pack away into school bags, and so on. So as you can see there, we've got a few recommendations for you. Bottles that they can open and close by themselves, just little sippies at the top there to help them drink independently. If they have a bottle lid where they have to close and undo and all that by themselves, most of the time they're not able to, and it's really difficult for them to hold up and drink properly without spilling and so on. We are always happy to help them, but if they can help themselves as much as possible, then that's what we want to see, create these independent little learners.
Okay, moving on to parent communication. So if you have a quick message for your class teacher and you bring your child to school, all teachers will be available at the classroom door each morning, ready to welcome your child. So if you have something exciting to tell them or a quick question, please go and speak with your class teacher during drop-off in the morning. If you have something that might take a little bit longer or something you want to discuss in more detail, then please contact your class teacher by email or by phone call. So your class teacher is more than happy to arrange a meeting. Please contact them via email or call school if you need to. However, please be aware that during the daytime, your teachers will be teaching. So please make sure that you know that we want our teachers to be spending time with your children. So if you do email or you do call, please give us a little bit of time. Please be patient. Give us some time to finish teaching, and then we will get back to you as soon as we can. We can arrange a meeting, or we might just give you a call back to discuss further what you need to discuss. We will have Seesaw running next year to evidence the children's learning journeys. So here, if you aren't familiar with Seesaw, it's a learning platform where you can post videos and photographs, and your teacher will send pictures and videos of all the exciting learning opportunities that your child has encountered. And you'll get lots more information about this in August when we start school. However, please be aware that Seesaw is not for asking where their goggles have gone after swimming. Please make sure you still email your class teacher with questions, okay? That's the primary channel that we need to all use. Reports will be released termly. If you're new to school, you will get more information about reports and when they come out and what they will look like. And parent-teacher meetings, all the booking information for those will be sent to your email as well, nearer to the time. The first parent-teacher meeting is after 3 weeks to discuss how the children have settled and how they're getting in. So you'll receive all the information to your email address nearer to the time. Okay, the next little section is attendance and punctuality. So as I said earlier, 7:15 to 7:45, and it really, really is, I can't stress enough, important that your children are at school on time. If they are unable to attend school that day, please make sure you email the absence team before 7:30 a.m. This is the email address here, so please email them directly with the information as to why they can't attend school, and then that information will be passed on and put onto their records. Pick up and drop off on time, please. Attendance and punctuality at our school is monitored very closely. This includes ECAs and extended care. So please make sure that if you have registered your child to be somewhere at a certain time, they are there at that time, and please make sure that you collect them on time. Everything is logged on our system, that we have a wonderful admin team that's in charge of keeping track of punctuality and attendance. Absence leave request forms. So if you do have something specific where you need to apply for absence leave, you can email the absence team again on that top email address and request the forms that you need. Any medical notes, please email the clinic directly to pass on any medical notes that you've received from the doctor. And the next little section from me is lots of useful contacts. You might want to take a quick photograph of this one, although it will be available later to you. But here we have lots of important email addresses. So our reception team there, the absence number, the clinic number, all the different departments that you can direct yourself to can save you a lot of time if you just go directly to the people that you need there.
Okay, some key dates for your diaries, some exciting things coming up. So on Thursday, the 22nd of June, we'll be doing a step up day for FS and primary. So our current students, they will be going to have a visit day at their new class, very excited. They'll spend some time with their class teacher and in their new classroom, get familiar with the new area that they'll be in for their next academic year. On Monday, the 28th of August, that's our new students' first day. So for newly enrolled students that have not already been attending the academy, they have a day to settle in on their own. So on that day, they'll need to bring their bear and their All About Me book that they were given during their stay and play event or assessment. And then on Tuesday, the 29th of August, all of our returning students join us again for another exciting year. That will be their first day in their new year group.
Okay, next we have some of our social media platforms. You can see the handles at the top there, and on the list below that. This is something that we update as a department quite regularly. So it's something that we encourage parents to sign up and see all that's happening in new. It's not going to be the same things as you see on Seesaw, which is more individualized to your children. This is more as a department, see what's happening, what's coming up, things that link to our newsletters, and things like that. So it's worth adding us and following us and just seeing our learning journey as a department.
Okay, we have come to the end of us giving you all the information about Foundation Stage. I can see that the chat has been going. Mrs. House has been replying as and when to your questions. Is there anything specific that we want to share question-wise?
I'll just summarise a few of the things that have come up. I think I've managed to keep on top of it, which makes me feel like I've done a good job. Lots of parents have asked about ECA sign up, and that will go out in the first 2 weeks. So we come back to school, the teachers look at their schedules, see which days they can run their ECAs on, and then the sign up for that goes out to parents. So you haven't missed that, do not worry. However, information that has been sent out is if you are an FS1 parent, you should now know which staggered start group your child is in. You should also know the house that your child has been allocated into, and all parents should have had the extended care sign up link sent out. Anybody has missed their staggered start or their house allocation, feel free to email me, r.howes_wek@gemsedu.com, and I can sort that. If you're missing the sign up link for extended care, don't worry. We'll put it in our newsletter for existing parents, and also when we send the recording of this out to all parents, we'll pop the link on there for you as well. A few questions about buses. There are no buses after ECAs. We don't have the capacity in terms of vehicles to run the 320 bus service and then one again after ECAs. That's the same across the whole school. If your child attends an ECA, we need you to be at school to collect them at 4:10. I think that was what the main questions were about. And then just charges in terms of extended care. It is chargeable for FS1. We're not charging FS2 parents this year. And the reason for that is because when you joined us, extended care was free, and we didn't feel it was fair to introduce that charge. So that will come in next year for FS2 parents. Just one more question that's come up is, do we have any apps that parents need to download to communicate? You'll have your class teacher's email. You'll find out who the class teacher will be on Monday the 19th, and then you'll have their email, so you'll be able to email them. That's the best way to communicate with your class teacher. But then at the moment, we also have an app called the GEMS Connect app. That's a good app to download in terms of other information from school. But as Ms. Calvert said, we do not use Seesaw as a communication app. That's just for us to share photographs of your child's learning. I'll just wait a couple of minutes in case anybody else wants to pop a question on the chat. Thank you, ladies, for presenting. That was lots of very useful information, and I know that all of our parents will have found that very helpful. And thank you, families at home, for tuning in and giving us your time. We are really excited about next year and looking forward to that new journey. Thank you for your time today. So much, everyone.
Ms. Rebecca, may I ask a question, please?
Absolutely.
Is there any advice how to label the items, like tickets?
I just answered it on the chat. My recommendation would be to use a Sharpie. In my many years of teaching, it's the easiest one that doesn't wash off. So just use a permanent marker.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, I think we'll end it there then. Thank you everybody for your time.
Thank you.